Ladies and gentlemen, the wait is over. It is big game weekend, and we got a big bunch of dick pics in store for you. Let's have ourselves a show. Let's have a weekend, and let's have a fun finish to what has been one of the wonkiest NFL seasons to remember. So, on your marks, get set.
See, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out.
Let's fuck around and find out one last time. It's Fitzy, it's Dakota, it's you, it's Dick Pics. Here we go. Boom. Just in a nice abrupt halt right there to the end of the song. What's going on? Here we go. Let's get the... No, that's not what... Why do we have a picture of the... Why do we have a picture of Pinto Ron's barbecue behind us?
What is that? Is that a car,
okay,
though?
so, no,
is that
that's
the El Camino from Breaking Bad movie?
There we go. Okay, so I have a random screensaver that got loaded in. What's up, everybody?
Yeah.
Your old pals. By the way, just to let everybody know, your old pal Nick Fitzy Stevens here, alongside the original Cash Bomb himself, Steve Dakota, Happas. And this is the farewell edition 2022 season, even though it's February 2023, of Dick Pics. A couple of dicks from the South Shore that like to talk football and make stupid bets together. We're out to you, of course, as always, by Underdog Fantasy, your final chance to make some propositional bets, get involved in some best ball drafts and more using my favorite, the premier site for DFS-style wagering and more. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com or download the Underdog app. Promo code Fitzy gets you up to a $100 match back on your initial deposit. So I happen to have a random photo, one of my favorite football photos ever, installed as like either a screensaver or I think just maybe I ran as a test. That is the hood of Pinto Ron, one of the most famous tailgaters in the NFL. This is his world famous or world infamous tailgate in Buffalo, where he does shots out of a bowling ball. He cooks bacon on a saw. They make pizza in a filing cabinet. And he basically tows an old defunct Pinto to the lots outside Highmark Stadium, and they cook on the front. And so what you're seeing right there is like windshield sausage, like bacon, burgers, and all of this hideous and grotesque and delicious tailgate fare cooked on the hood of a car that's 40 years old and hasn't run in 30.
I thought it was the El Camino from Breaking Bad.
Bad?
You know what? I don't really tailgate. I think, and we've had this conversation before, the last time I tailgated was when Bill Parcells made his reappearance at Foxborough when he was the Jets coach. And we cooked tuna on the hibachi for the tuna.
Really?
That was it.
And appropriately so. Wow, a very literal fare thee well and appreciation of one of the great coaches of all time. Hey, by the way, where were you when Tom Brady retired?
I had just woken up and was listening to WEEI, and I heard the news. That was it. I had my AirPods in my bed. See, what I do, Fitzy, is I don't like getting up out of bed right away as soon as you wake up. I'm not like jump up.
This Andy Reid bullshit of like, hey, I don't need coffee. I just get up and go. Like, no.
I need warm up time. So my biological clock will sometimes wake up 5:30, 6:30, 6:50, 7:15, depending on what I drank the night before. If it was like Bacardi or water, or what I ate before, your body will kind of react a little bit differently. Or if I go to bed at 11 versus 1. So anyways, that's my window of wake up time. And what I like doing is I have a set of AirPods next to my bed, and I quickly just throw the AirPods in, put on the Odyssey app. I don't sleep with them in. No, I do.
Affirmations. You get
so here's
meditations.
So here's the thing. So what happens is I only throw one AirPod in so I can sleep on one of the sides or something. And what happens is
single AirPod Pro move.
Single AirPod, and then I will probably fall asleep while listening it, and it will still be in my head. Then I wake up and I'm like, I probably took in all this noise and takes and everything from the morning show, and I probably wake up going, oh my God, I have a unique take, and it's probably something that I already heard, right? Like, so anyways, that's how I like to wake up. And then boom, and one time, Fitzy, I was so exhausted, and you'll laugh at this.
How exhausted were you?
And sometimes I'll keep the AirPod in if there's something I want to listen to during the show, or just put them back if they're not in commercial. And I'll start brushing my teeth with the AirPod in. One time, I put my toothbrush back and I walked into the shower with the AirPod still in my ear. True story. I was so tired.
I was so tired. I put the AirPod in the toothbrush holder, and I put my toothbrush in my ear as I went in the shower. I could conceive of doing that. I'm so tired some mornings.
I was in the shower with my AirPods listening. I didn't even realize it's scrubbing. I'm like, oh my God, they're gonna get wet, and I had to open the door and put them on the counter.
Are they I don't know. I use off-brand AirPods. Are they waterproof? They gotta be. For that price point, they better be.
I don't know. That's a good question. And someone in the chat was asking about the Swing Juice logo on the mic. Yes, see, it is up down because I used to have it attached to like the thing that comes off the side,
like I do here, and you can
like
see.
he does. And I actually had to flip it.
Sure, you do.
See, I don't think you can see it. I have to.
You got a boom in there. You got a boom. I got the boom.
Ooh, yes, I have that. I have that. You just can't see it. It's out of range right now.
Yeah, we're sure. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I got hundreds of thousands of dollars at my disposal. It's just off frame.
Hold on, I'm gonna
sealed box.
Hold on. Oh, no, it's got to be in here.
There it is.
There it is. See it? It's starting to come in.
All right, we're finally little BTS footage right there. Wow.
Oh my God, this whole system is gonna break down right now.
I landed in at MCO Orlando International Airport. Turned on my phone, and it was just like, because I was going on vacation with the fam for a couple days, did a little Disney. Even if I didn't do Disney and all the fun family things we did for 5 days, just to have been somewhere else, a change of latitude, if you will, in Florida, no less, for 5 days during the polar vortex was a MFW, major fucking win. And then on top of it all, so great.
And then today,
the phone
60 degrees.
I was like, you got to be shitting me. I get on an airplane. I take a couple days off from work when nothing's happening between Championship Sunday, Champ Sunday, and Big Game Sunday, the Super Bowl, and freaking Brady retires. Content gold. So my tribute video to him and a quick reaction was me walking around, and I have it on all the socials at Fitzy GFY.
Yeah.
Me walking around the food court at the Orlando International Airport, just, bidding Brady farewell and thanking him for 23 years of goatness. Ridiculous. But that's how life works. And thank God we actually have a day and an age and a time. And maybe it was even best to just sort of like react raw and fresh off an airplane, still, chock full of flying medication without even a cup of coffee in my system. I Andy Reided it.
Hey, speaking of weather, and you mentioned the polar vortex last Friday and Saturday, and today it's going to be 60 degrees. And shameless plug,
outside, gorgeous.
Since it's 60 degrees, I'm able to wear our new Swing Juice Performance hoodie. These designs, if you like them, they're on the site right now. And if you want to buy this, use my personal 40% off code, Dakota40. Don't tell anybody.
Look at that, Dakota40.
Anyways, this thing, these are awesome. We just got our new spring collection, 2023 spring collection in.
That one's fun.
And it's also in a white version. Anyways, now I was thinking about this, talking about like coldness. Maybe your friends at Underdog can put out like Boston Logan over-under temperature. So you could bet whether it's over 30 degrees or going to be under 30 degrees tomorrow in Boston. Might get a lot of action.
See, that would be kind of fun, wouldn't it?
I think
That'd be kind of fun. Well, you know where we might be able to do that? Maybe I'm going to be doing some work with FanDuel through the radio station, through two radio stations, through WEEI and Big 103 Boston. Nice. And maybe what they'll let me do is like try to come up with like a bet of the week or a parlay of the week or the over-under, Fitzy's ridiculous over-under of the week. Something like that. Those are always fun. Like Bill Simmons does a ton of them. I love bet. Go to FanDuel or DraftKings now. You'll see a bunch of different celebrity endorsers with their big game, same game parlays. Like Kevin Hart, Bill Simmons, Kay Adams. All these people have these massive. Hold on one second. Dakota, we got to get to work, Dakota. We only got 1 year left to produce it. When do we forget 80 for Brady? When do we get 50 for Fitzy?
That's awesome.
Not yet. I haven't seen it yet, but has anyone in the comment section seen it yet? Dakota, have you seen it? I was supposed to go with Fourier. He and I made a promise to go together on a mandate and then do a Facebook Live immediate react. Have you seen it yet?
I have not seen it yet. Nope. Not there.
You know what it is? I just can't drag myself to do it.
I'll wait till it's on like Netflix, Hulu, Paramount, Prime, whatever it is.
Keep the Apple Plus, the Weather Channel.
And speaking of those same game parlays, Fitzy, do you know who I think? You know how like I like coming up with words like textulation before everybody uses them, and the Vute button. And
I love every portmanteau and pun known to man. Yeah.
And was it road-headed? What was the one I? No, not road-headed. What was the term I came up with? Steam-roaded. Steam-roaded.
It's the only graphic. I change these every week. I've left like 3 in for the season. Dick pics, of course, your number one place to get steam-roaded. Yeah. Instead of steamrolled and railroaded. I also left in our friend David something or other came up with, you guys are great treadmill entertainment.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Dick pics, we are still verified, official, and likely out of business. And, of course, you can always buy a Vute. That would be a video mute for $2 with a super chat.
Let's just show everybody how to view. Show everybody now the Vute. This is the Vute.
What are you talking about? That's the new name of the show. Instead of Meredith Vieira and Whoopi Goldberg on The View, now it's Fitzy and Dakota on The Vute. There you go.
Yeah. See, I got vuted. So instead of a mute, or it's a video mute. So it's a Vute. I coined the phrase. So getting back to like these same game parlays, Fitzy, I was on the cusp of innovation because if you remember the first Dakota Cash Bomb giveaways like 3 years ago, I was putting these same game
by the way. You were like dropping mad cash on the regular to the peoples. You were like
I set out
chock full of pills during.
I know.
Summer camp.
Listen, I set out a goal to give away 100,000, and I reached it. And I haven't done them in a while. But getting back to the same game parlays, if you remember, I started doing that in the Dakota Cash Bombs before they became mainstream on the gambling sites. I would put like Cam Newton 2 touchdowns and 300 yards passing and interception by the defense. Those is what I was doing. I was on the forefront of the same game parlays. I just want just for verification.
Oh, I've been a fan forever. I think
they're great.
It's a blast.
So maybe the FanDuel,
the advent and the proliferation of online sports books and legal sports wagering. Of course, you can now bet physically in Massachusetts. Just have to go to the Encore, the fabulous Encore in Everett, right across from Mike's Roast Beef.
Yeah.
Down the street from the Aeronaut Brewing Company, makes fabulous beer. Go in there, go to the WinBet Sportsbook, which is gorgeous. Enjoy yourself, play some physical bets, and of course, everything will be mobile by the middle of March, hopefully right before March Madness. Same game parlays are the freaking best. To me, Dakota, they're more fun now than fantasy football.
So I have an idea that we'll give FanDuel, since you're now going to be associated with FanDuel, first opportunity.
First crack. I'm going to let them know. Multi-billion-dollar corporation.
No, because they're looking for new users, right? That's the whole thing about activation, right? Get more deposits.
This whole year is about activation. It's a land rush. It's a gold rush. Who can get the most?
So I have an idea. Since a lot of people on Twitter loved the Dakota Cash Bomb giveaways that I had these same game parlays in, we come up with our own same game parlay. And we use it as a Dakota Cash Bomb giveaway, and we have it posted on FanDuel, so the users can actually sign up for FanDuel and bet whether it's going to win or lose that parlay. So it's like helping the users get involved with Twitter and the same game parlay. So basically, FanDuel would have to take whatever we came up with and put it live to bet. And then people could log into FanDuel and then bet against or for that same game parlay. So if FanDuel doesn't want to do it, then we take it to DraftKings or we take it to WinBet or we take it to Underdog Fantasy.
I'm kind of contractually prohibited from doing that, but
I'm like Lou Merlone. I'm not a union guy. I'm not
exactly. I'll go to whoever pays me. Honestly, I'll go to whoever pays me the most. I'm a me guy. I'm a free market type of guy. So before we get into Super Bowl stuff, guy, because I don't have the full comportment of chit-chatting for an hour today because I got to get in the car. I got to drive to Massachusetts. I got to host a fundraiser tonight in Taunton, as they like to call it, Smart Rainham, which is going to be a ton of fun. Me and a couple of our local comedic favorites.
And they are building a 30,000 square foot facility, gambling mecca at the Rainham Dog Track, the Carnies.
Whose book is it? Yeah, whose book is it?
Caesars. It's going to be a Caesars sports book.
So you're going to have MGM in Springfield. You're going to have Caesars in Rainham. You're going to have Barstool at Plainridge.
Yeah.
You have WinBet in Everett.
Yes.
Sadly, no physical DraftKings. The closest you can get to FanDuel, and I'm hoping, I'm holding out hope to do some events at the FanDuel Sportsbook at Mohegan.
So there's 5.
Beautiful. There is a DraftKings at freaking
New Hampshire.
Woods.
Yes, or New Hampshire. So here's going to be the thing. There's 2 big players left in the space, right? There's FanDuel and there's DraftKings. There's only 5 licenses that have been issued for these land-based sports books.
5 licenses,
5.
Mrs. Bueller.
4, right? BetMGM, WinBet, Caesars, and the Barstool Penn one. That's 4.
Yeah.
There's only 1 left. So who's going to get it? FanDuel or is it DraftKings?
Style, break a pool cue and just let them fight and see who wins.
So what I think is going to happen now, Fitzy, is about 5 years ago, if you remember, maybe it was 4, FanDuel and DraftKings tried to merge, and it was blocked because it was too much of a monopoly.
Sirius XM? Oh,
yeah.
Now they should see at this point.
So now they can because now the SEC can. There's plenty of competition in the space.
Yes, there is. So the question is, do they stick with one of the established names? Do they go with Fan Kings? Do they go with DraftDuel? Or do they come up with something different?
I didn't even think about this. This could be. We need to put that out there.
Yeah.
Fan Kings, DraftDuel, or something else.
Something different. Yes.
DraftDuel, Fan Kings. Yeah.
I think they might because it was Sirius satellite radio and XM satellite radio, and
it was a Sirius XM.
So it's not going to be DraftKings FanDuel. It's not going to be one long run-on ridiculous name.
Yeah. Well, since I am the leader in the clubhouse for mashing 2 words together like steam-roaded or road-headed, they should just ask me because I could put 2 words together.
I'll let them know. If anyone's watching right now from the offices of FanDuel or DraftKings, it's Steve Dakota Happas. Let me see his email. Follow
Dakota
him on Twitter
at Fantasy Spin.
There it is, Dakota at Fantasy Spin. Real quick, are you happy with how you feeling about let's see, Scott Gunnarson's yes, hey, you guys are live. Yes, we are, Scott.
Yeah,
that's the whole point.
Yes, think we're not live? Do you think
having
we're just like recording this?
Yep.
Between us? Like, hello, Fitzy, you there? We're just having a little private video chat.
Hey, Dakota, I didn't like that last segment. Well, we'll cut it short. We'll fix it in post.
We do everything raw here.
That's the whole point. It's just a raw chat. It's a little early for beverages, and I got to get on the road. Otherwise, I'd be too deep right now. Quick question for you.
Yep.
Are you happy with everything that's gone on with the Patriots? Do you like the way that they've handled their offseason thus far? From this perspective, yes, I know you shouldn't give them credit per se for doing things the right way or the way they should have in years past, but it's so diametrically opposite and in reverse to what they did last year. I'm over the moon. We have a real offensive line coach. We have a real offensive coordinator. This is effing brilliant. I love it.
Now Mac Jones won't have any excuses next year, right?
He's got wait until the middle of next season when you're like, Fitzy, you know what? I steamroaded all of you with my excessive Mac Jones hate and my Zappy admiration.
I love Zappy.
All he needed was a competent offensive coordinator, some reasonably talented skill players, and a chance to kick the can down the road and redeem himself and get back to rookie form and then some. Just you wait, Henry Higgins. Just you wait.
Yeah, I get it. We'll see. Anyways, speaking of, I do like their moves. They were able to keep Gerard Mayo. Billy O'Brien was the choice
Next
beginning
coach for show.
You know, I think there was. I even had that weird feeling that Bill B might even step down this season before and name Mayo.
Where did you get that crazy notion in your head?
So what happened was, and you texted me this. So do you know the reports came out the next day that Mayo was sitting in all of the meetings with all of the coaches, acting as a leader in there. So there were people saying, geez, he's giving Mayo a huge ton of head coaching experience, like in the interview process. So there was like, why would Bill all of a sudden let Mayo drive all these coaching decisions?
Unless he had, yes, exactly.
Yeah. So I know if it wasn't going to happen now with Bill walking away, then definitely Mayo is the next guy up. And soon as probably Belichick gets to that number of Shula, Mayo's the next coach.
1,010, 50 million%.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what, John? You guys are the best. Go Pats.
All right. Hey, quick recap. I got some things I want to fly through.
Before we get to the Super Bowl, before we get to our Super Bowl picks, to get here, we got on the air. We turned on the blower. We fired up the internet machine
September 8th.
Oh, September. Oh, so it was right before the kickoff on the Thursday nighter. Okay.
Yep, September 8th.
We made our division picks, our championship picks. I think I had, if I'm not mistaken, I had a Super Bowl of the Succaneers against the Buffalo Bills. However, the Bills would have beaten the Chiefs and the Buccaneers beat the Eagles. So I had the teams in the Super Bowl right. I just had them not making the Super Bowl. Am I correct?
Well, I only have like things that we were super confident on that call. Like we threw out a lot of different like possibilities, like, oh, I could see that happen or not. But I put the ones on this sheet that we had conviction on. Okay. And you did, for one, your biggest over was Philly over 9.5. You knocked, and on top of that, you said guaranteed NFC Championship game. You weren't sure if they were going to win it, but Fitzy, there you go. Your number one thing was over 9.5 win total and making it to the NFC Championship game. That was it. You knocked it out of the park. I also say
I bet nothing on it. What an asshole.
And I will also say, Fitzy, not this season, but last season, you owed me a dinner. We doubled up on the Arizona Cardinals 8.5. That was the dinner bet. You went way under. I said I got the over. So now I don't even have my dinner coming to me because
I want the dinner back.
Yeah, because you nailed Arizona at the under 8.5. So all right. I had even. So as for the Patriots, you had over 8.5. I had under 8.5.
Ah, shit.
So I won that. And my big bet, my big conviction was Pittsburgh over 7.5, which I did bet. I bet 10 grand on. Luckily to get there.
Yep.
You were kind of like, you were indifferent with that one. I had Dallas over 10.5 as my secondary play. They got to 12. You liked the under actually in it. You were not a big fan of it. We both had Micah Parsons. We both had Micah Parsons to win the Defensive Player of the Year, and that lost. Bosa got it. They gave it to Bosa.
Deservedly so.
We both got crushed on the Giants, 7.5. We both looked at that total and liked the under.
Brian Daboll won Coach of the Year at the NFL Honors.
Yep. The Minnesota 9.5. I had the over. You were indifferent with it. You were like, you could.
The senator abstained.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Right. So that did win. 40T. Oh, here's one that Fitzy, you couldn't have been more wrong.
Love it.
And
we the only way I operate.
So we talked about the Denver win total, and it was 10.5.
Oh.
And you were like pounding the pavement on the over. And not only that, you know what you guaranteed, Fitzy? You said Wilson will throw for 40 touchdowns or more.
How many L's can one guy eat at one sitting?
40 touchdowns.
Holy smokes.
We were both wrong on the Colts.
Oh, God.
We both liked the Colts over. We thought Matt Ryan going with that team would do a lot better. We both got crushed there. I had Atlanta as my sneaky over. They were 4.5. They ended up going 7-10, so that was an easy win.
That's an easy dub, too.
And then your other big victory, take another victory lap.
All right.
Was the Cleveland total 8.5. You went under. Sneaky win by you, Fitzy, because 8.5. I think that even though that, they had the backup QB, Brissett was starting, that the defense, their offense was good enough to get over 8.5, but you nailed it. You had the under 8.5. So I think that's pretty much it. We did okay. I think on our big bets, the ones we had the most conviction, we made money for ourselves and for others. And there was some medium stuff that we were kind of like all over the board with. So that's it. Those were our September 8th over-under in season predictions.
Okay, so had I bet all of those, I probably would have gone biggest with Philly and then small on a couple of the other ones, and I likely would be sitting dead even, broke flat. It would have been a null and void endeavor altogether. Yeah, I was feeling good about Philly as well. However, I will sort of tease out as we get into our quick Super Bowl predicts. Philadelphia is awesome. Philadelphia has done a spectacular job of retinkering their team, bringing only a handful of players from Super Bowl 52, the last time they made it to, and won, son of a bitch, the Super Bowl. Now they're back 5 years later. New coach, new QB, basically new team, same dream. However, spoiler alert, the greatest player on planet Earth gets the job done. Fitzy's super pick for Super Bowl Sunday. Give me the Chiefs money line and the over. The over-under right now is 50.5. I'm going to give you my final score. I think it's going to be a thriller with point totals in the Super Bowl 38 or Super Bowl 52 range. Slow start, hot second, okay third, kick-ass fourth quarter. Chiefs 34, Eagles 30. And here's the main reason why. Yes, the Eagles can rush the passer. Yes, the Eagles have a talented secondary. Yes, they have excellent receivers. Yes, they have a good offensive line. Yes, they have a multi-talented quarterback who's excellent at running the RPO. Perfect extension of his coach, the same way that Mahomes is Andy Reid. And they got some nice underrated running backs as well. However, last two times, they only faced two good quarterbacks, I believe. It was once Aaron Rodgers, once Dak Prescott. Over their previous 14 games, they gave up a combined 74 points.
That's a lot.
Every other game when they play like Danny Dimes, Cooper Rush, freaking Christian McCaffrey and Josh Johnson at quarterback, they have been able to shut them down because it was inferior talent with inferior signal callers. Now they're going up against the greatest quarterback on earth.
So what you're saying is the Philadelphia Eagles defense is the boogeyman part 2.
Right? Sauce. You nailed it.
Did I nail it?
Nailed it.
Let's go.
There we go. That once again, don't forget, this is the place to get steamroaded.
As Costanza would say, that's it. I'm out. I'm leaving on a good note.
That's it. You should. By the way, and Dakota's big lock of the Super Bowl. Let's get into the props. Who do you think's going to win first before I hand out your top prop?
So I've been waffling back and forth with who do I think would win if I had to bet the game, and I only keyed on one prop. What I'll get to. Like last year, I was convicted that the Rams were going to beat the Bengals. I bought it down to -3. I ended up pushing, and I also bet Odell Beckham over 63.5 receiving yards, and he got hurt on a play that he got to 61. So that screwed me. I bet $5K on it and lost. Pushed on the Super Bowl. So it was a net loss for the two bets. As for the game itself, before I get into the one prop, I think I'm going to lean to Philly. And here's the reason why. I think Philly, when I look back at Kansas City's teams that they struggled with, the Tennessees, I think Jacksonville, like there was a lot of games that Kansas City struggled against like mediocre opponents. And against the good opponents, did Kansas City like really do that well? Like I don't really remember them like dominating the really good teams. Maybe one or two. But Philly beat a lot of good teams. Yep. Even though they beat up on a lot of bad quarterbacks, I think their overall talent level is better than Kansas City. And don't forget.
No, there's no doubt they have a more talented roster. Make no mistake.
So to me, it's going to be on the Kansas City defense whether or not they win or lose this game.
The Kansas City underrated defense, and that kills me.
Underrated defense.
That as a Patriots, as a Pats super fan. By the way, I didn't even know this. Holy smokes.
What?
I just researched it. My pal Pete Austin, security guard extraordinaire from Gillette Stadium, home of your 6-time Super Bowl champion New England Patriots. The Chiefs are dealing with a little bit of a flu outbreak.
Ooh,
Chris Jones and other players have been battling like congestion, sore throat, and some aches. Now, listen, Tom Brady played his ass off in the AFC Championship in Pittsburgh before Super Bowl 39 through that bomb to Deion Branch. He was in bed the night before, 103 in the flu, got an IV bag, popped a few Advil. Next thing you know, he comes out, plays one of the games of his life. So big guys rise to the big occasion when it's big times and big stakes. But still, that kind of sucks. Thank you, Pete.
Yeah. It's tough to read into that. I mean, from a betting standpoint, I wouldn't bet based upon that information right now. I would want to know, like,
staying at his own hotel.
Yeah,
I'd have his annoying wife and his annoying brother at a different hotel.
I would want to wait until like 5:30 to finally get something on the field that's saying, you know what, Kansas City, 30 players are still battling the flu. At that point, if it's still happening, like right up to game time, then just lay Philadelphia with everything. Anyways, back to the prop. So if I had to bet the game, I'm leaning towards Philly, but I just never like betting against Mahomes and Kelsey because they could just win the game by themselves. And you know what? We haven't really seen Jalen Hurts turn the ball over a lot. Maybe he's so I don't know. I'm not even focusing on this. I put one bet. I bet $5,000 to win $5,000 on Gainwell total yards over. That's his receiving.
So you don't even have a game
bet.
You are going your lock of the Super Bowl for Super Bowl 57. Boom. Dakota's super lock. Over. Kenneth Gainwell, total yards, 34.5. Listen, that could be 3 carries, 2 receptions. He may have that in no time.
Doesn't matter.
You can have this locked up by halftime, and you could be sitting pretty, and the second half is nothing but a gravy train with biscuit wheels.
Yeah, or Kenneth get to like 31 yards on an end around on the first play and then pull a hamstring, and then he's out for the rest of the game. Like I got screwed with Odell Beckham.
Kenneth Gainwell, questionable to return hamstring. Lower leg injury. That would suck. I was sweating out the props. I'll give you my favorite props. I've been on one from Jump Street, and I did my research, as the kids like to call it. Whenever Devonta Smith, receiver number 2, who's been getting more targets, more yards, more looks, more action, love him. He's awesome. The Slim Reaper. He had a great most receptions in the history of a season for the Eagles with 95 this season.
Wow.
Whenever he faces a similar, as they call it, cover 2 shell style defense that Kansas City plays, I got this from Sharp Football Analysis. Warren Schaap. He's pretty sharp, that kid. He goes for about 5.5. I think he averages 5.5 catches and about 103 yards a game. So my favorite prop. Over Devonta Smith, 63.5 rushing yards. And then you know what? If you want a same game
passing
parlay
yards.
Receiving yards, excuse me.
Yeah, you said receiving. You said, and I said wrong. No, you said
rushing.
Devonta
Smith, 63.5 receiving yards. And if you want to get frisky and fun, I'll take a Travis Kelce anytime touchdown because somehow that wide end or tight receiver.
What is that line?
Call him a tight end. It's like -110.
Yeah, it's got to be even money for him to score a touchdown.
And then I'll take the over on the national anthem at 2 minutes and 2 seconds.
Ooh, no, 2 minutes and 2 seconds. If I can remember, usually it's like 2:08, like those props. Is there something going on here? Because I don't know. Seasons past, it's usually like 2:08, 2:09, and then I saw some stipulations that they can't carry out a certain note, or I don't know.
Now, FanDuel has that thing going on with, like, if you make a bet, you get a piece of the action if Gronk makes the field goal during the commercial.
Yeah,
I think he makes the field goal.
He's a
freakishly good. First, it's going to be in a controlled environment, no pass rush, straight on kick. I think it's only like a 35-yarder too, or 40-yarder. I think he makes it.
Yeah,
dude, he's a freakish athlete. I mean,
have you ever tried? Have you ever kicked a field goal?
Man, yes.
You did. How did it work out?
I can make one from 25, but I'm me. I'm almost 50. I'm not in the shape Gronk is, for Christ's sakes.
Do you know if I tried to kick a field goal, I could maybe make one from 20 or 25. Kicking field goals,
you would tear a hamstring.
100%.
Here's the real question. Pat McSweeney on Facebook. Which quarter will some bozo run out onto the field?
Ooh. Early on. It's got to be early. No, because then they'd miss the Super Bowl.
Third quarter.
It's got to be fourth quarter. 5 minutes to go in the game.
I say third.
I'm going 5 minutes to go in the game.
With 5 minutes to go?
Yeah, because they enjoyed the whole Super Bowl. If they do it too early, you're missing the game. And they obviously paid thousands of dollars. You know?
saying third. I'm calling third quarter. If it's earlier than that, the bet's off. Otherwise, we'll bet a drink on it. You say fourth, I say third. There we go.
Yeah.
Let's see. Any other action we like? Those are my favorite props. You got the lock of Kenneth Gainwell, 34.5. Kicks off Sunday at 6:30.
By the way, I got screwed on my line. So at WinBet, when I was there live at Encore, it was 32.5. I already had bet the game on DraftKings because that's where my money is right now.
Yep.
I had to do over 34.5. Now, even on DraftKings, it's down to 33.5. So the line is going against my face. So I may, if there's still a 32.5 out there, by the time I get to Encore maybe tonight or for the Super Bowl if I'm there, I may have to double up and bet more on the over 32.5. So shop the lines. I got screwed with my line, but hopefully it won't matter.
Yeah.
And I lost my lights.
You're all right.
Wow.
Hold on a sec. Here we go. How many? Good question from Steve Tower. How many awful videos will Patrick's family put out? Only reason I'm rooting for the Eagles. I feel like Pats fans are rooting for the Eagles. A difficult and bitter pill to swallow that is. Mostly because, A, they don't want Mahomes to catch Brady. He's not going to. He's awesome. Just respect and enjoy the greatness while it lasts. He's not going to catch him. But they also hate Jackson and Brittany, and I understand that. Truth to the rumor that Howard Stern's going to fly in a jetpack at the Super Bowl. Is
he really? He's so irrelevant nowadays. That guy was the god growing up.
Isn't it crazy how he's
just god?
You know what, Dakota? Honestly, please make me as irrelevant as possible with $500 million in the bank.
Did you see his house? You ever seen an overview of his house, like in the Hamptons?
Just let me bathe in my irrelevance with $500 million in the bank, please.
Yeah.
And a library of 30 years of radio dominance, greatness, and hilarity. Yes, by all means, I would take it. Yep. All right, guy, I got to wrap it because I got to hit the road and go host a fundraiser. And then we are just T-minus a little over 2 days away. To get the latest perspective and analysis on all things Patriots, of course, download, share, subscribe to the Six Rings podcast with me and Andy Hart. Sunday on WEEI.
Yeah.
I'll be on
from Howard Stern.
I'll be Oh, good. Now, see, Joe, hold on.
Yeah.
I like the Mahomes Jazz Bath ads. The Gronk USAA ads, the one thing I respect about them is they have committed to the bit. Like, they have decided, like, we're all in on making the most terrible ads possible. And a tight end who's a bit of a himbo committing insurance fraud against the military, which I think is absolute madness. That said, I don't mind those. The Gronk ads are the worst by far. What's your favorite all-time Super Bowl ad?
Oh man, you can't put me on the spot right now. I can't because I don't have like one that sticks out. I mean, I probably do if I went and watched them all again and go, yeah, that was the one that I liked the best.
I think mine might be I might be a simpleton, but I know the most downloaded or most effective one.
What's up? What's up?
It can't be.
What's up? What's up?
I liked the frogs. Bud.
Oh, that was pretty good too. That was pretty good.
Yes, Greg Donahue, you son of a bitch. Greg, you and I think alike. We are hive mind. What? Okay, Steve Tower. What are you doing? Which one was that? I don't remember.
Do you know what? One of my favorite
QR code, where that little QR code went across the screen. That was the most effective ad.
My favorite ad of all time, sports related, was Mike Krzyzewski driving around in like a limo. Do you remember that one? And there was a saying that he always did. What was somebody in the chat channel remember this? It was Mike Krzyzewski sitting in the back of a limo, and he always had this one phrase. And I forget even who the ad was for, but it was something that stuck with me throughout the 90s. I need oh man, someone's gotta say this. Anyways, maybe somebody will in the chat will remember this. But I do have a shameless plug.
Sure, by all means.
That is tied in with Christian Fourier for the Crusade for a Cure. We have an event. We have an event that's coming up, I believe, March 7th at the Auerbach Center to raise money. And
you and Fourier?
Me and Fourier. And so since Gronk has to try to kick a touchdown, Christian is going to have me try to shoot, I think, like 3-pointers to see how many I could get in. But as I told him, I'm a 5'8" Jamal Wilkes, ugliest looking shot ever. So it will be great for video because I have the worst looking basketball shot in history, but it will go in.
Is it worse than Al Horford's?
No, Al Horford is an NBA player.
But he's got the jankiest 3-point shot in the history of the NFL.
It's kind of like that. You'll see it on video. You'll see it.
Now they're all coming through. We got the E-Trade, baby.
No, it wasn't. What was the Mike Krzyzewski?
I can't remember.
Oh, Yes, I Am. He's like, are you Mike? He's like, yes, I am. It's the Yes, I Am commercial. If you go Google that or YouTube it, you'll see all the Yes, I Am commercials for Mike Krzyzewski from the head coach of Duke.
Let's see. The Snickers Brady Bunch ad in 2015. That was excellent. I'm just looking at a list right now. There's some. Let's see what else. Way too many. Like a lot of recency bias in a lot of these ads.
It was a Bud. No, that wasn't it. Yes, I Am. Mike Krzyzewski.
Let's see, hold on. Scrolling down. Yes, I know. It makes people scrolling through Google lists makes for always compelling.
Oh, how about the Real Men of Genius?
Yes. Betty White Snickers 2010. That was a good one. I don't agree with some of these. Oh my God. Yes. The Volkswagen Force ad in 2012, where the little kid dresses up like Darth Vader and makes like the car doors open or something like that, but the dad's doing it from the remote behind him. That was effing awesome. Remember that one? Hey,
yes.
Brad Robb, you're the best. Brad Robb, of course, our senior director of online supervision and technological achievement. Thank you very much. Oh, the Apple one, overrated. Yeah, that's the thing. This is why it's great. You get the last chance for. Oh, I wanted to ask you this. This was kind of a hot topic on the radio show this week when I was doing the Rich Keefe show. And I read it online. Would you rather watch the Super Bowl alone or at a party?
It depends how much money I have on it.
See, I was going to say it depends on if the Pats are in it.
No, it all depends how much money I have on it.
Where's my rooting interest? Exactly.
Like to me, I have no plans yet what I'm going to do. I might be home or I might be at the brew house. I may be at Encore. I don't know where I'm going to be for this game.
Yeah, I was hoping to maybe I was hoping to watch from town, but I'm going to be back here at the homestead. You know what I'll let you do though for the season? I'll let you buy me a Dakota pizza.
Yes, definitely.
At the brew house next.
I just gave you the link of the YouTube commercial with the Yes I Am Mike Krzyzewski, and if you want to throw that up, you'll remember these commercials with Mike Krzyzewski.
Brilliant. Okay, yeah, I do remember that one now.
It is hilarious.
All right. So I think that'll wrap it up, which has been a super fun. I don't know when we're going to come back and do this next because there's no NFL games to bet on.
We definitely should do like a March Madness tournament one, because since that would be
and obviously I'll have some FanDuel action to discuss as well. We'll have lots of radio shows to promote live. We'll do one, maybe me and Fourier can do just a random bullshit live stream before your event as well. I'll try to come to that event as well. So we'll be here. We just won't be talking NFL for a while. Maybe we'll do something around the NFL draft, but this has been an awesome season. Good job by you, Dakota. Good job by you.
Great job by you, nailing the Eagles. I mean, they're in the Super Bowl, and they could be winning the Super Bowl. That was your best team.
The sun shines on a dog's ass every once in a while. All right, for Dakota, for Fitzy, for all of you wonderful people, the Joes, the Rad Robs, the Gregs, the Petes, and everyone else who joined us all season long with your funny remarks, your big-ass burns, your ridiculous predictions, and more. This has been Season 1 of Dick Picks here on the old Fitzy GFY network. Don't forget, UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code Fitzy for a match back of up to $100. Enjoy Super Bowl Sunday. Stay safe. Eat well. Drink up. God bless.
I got to get one last no in. That's like your view. I didn't.
I'm just doing it for 5 seconds for fun because it's the last time I can do it technically this season. Good job, Dakota. I'll see you soon, kid. I'll see all you guys. Thanks so much.
All right. Bye.
Go Pats.